It's my great pleasure welcoming you to Rwanda Television News tonight and having your company. Coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali. My name is Sam Kadisa. And at the beginning of tonight, let us inform you that President Paul Kagame extended appreciation to those who stood in solidarity with Rwanda following the devastating floods and landslides that left over 130 people dead and thousands of property destroyed. Via his Twitter handle, the head of state said, and I quote, "Thank you all, the leaders and friends who sent condolence messages following the loss of lives from the devastating floods and landslides in Rwanda. We are grateful for your solidarity and support to the people of Rwanda. As we work to rebuild and provide assistance to the survivors, your messages are a reminder that we will overcome these challenges." And now, moving ahead, statistics indicate that 1 in 4 young people on the African continent are unemployed, and labor experts noted that there are various opportunities to deal with this particular issue of unemployment on the African continent. Adam Squizera with more.
A few remarks as well.
The International Labour Organization notes that in the last year of 2022, unemployment in Africa was at 7.1% of its population, which is about 1 billion. The African Development Bank points out that unemployment in Africa is at high level, especially in youth, than other groups, since 1 in 4 people is unemployed. The International Labour Organization Regional Director for Africa, Cynthia Samuel Olojuwon, knows that the issue of unemployment on this continent will continue to increase in the coming years if there is nothing done to address it.
The largest addition to the global workforce in the 21st century will be in Africa. By 2030, the working age population is projected to grow by 40%. Considering that the world is generally aging, it is imperative that we translate this youth asset into Africa's demographic dividend and not a burden.
Promoting sustained, inclusive and sustainable economic growth with full and productive employment and decent work for all is one of the Sustainable Development Goals, which is also in the 2063 Africa Union Agenda, known as the Africa Want. Andre Boki, the Assistant Director General in the Office of the International Labour Organization, points out that the construction sector is one of the sectors that offer great opportunities to create jobs and fight unemployment in Africa. On the other hand, employers continue to complain that the skills that employees have do not match the needs of the labor market, something that the Minister of Public Service and Labor, Kwanyindo Kairango Famfa, noted that it should also be addressed.
Let me remind you that skills mismatch continues to be the main barrier to job creation and labor productivity, hence posing a serious threat to our country's economies. Such a reality is more so felt on our continent, where the demographic dividends tend to become a burden when it should normally be a strength and opportunity to grow economically and give hopes to our youth. Researchers on the labor market revealed that 3 out of 4 employers report difficulties in finding talent they need, and consequently, low labor market productivity.
From this Monday, the 19th meeting of the International Labour Organization kicked off in Rwanda, where this meeting, various people working in different fields from government, private sector, researchers, and international organizations are exchanging ideas on how to deal with unemployment through the development of knowledge and work for a better future. Adam Squizera, RTV News.
Young entrepreneurs appreciate the role of the government of Rwanda in supporting them to develop their projects through various government programs. Adam Squizera continues.
Lillian Mugisha and Grace Uwizeye pursued technical education in IPRC. They say that they got discouraged when started pursuing technical and vocational.
Jean Damascene Niyitegeka is one of the winners of Art Rwanda Ubuhanzi, a competition which is organized by the Imbuto Foundation. We found him at Art Rwanda Ubuhanzi Incubation Center. Niyitegeka Jean Damascene recently sold an artwork worth of 500,000 Rwandan francs, which showed him that generating an income from this profession is possible. same to Uwimwe Clementine, who appreciates the support from the government through this program of Ati Rwanda Buhanzi. I sold my first artwork this year at 500,000 Rwandan francs. As an artist, there are times when you do great things and you meet various people who appreciate your artworks but can't buy them. But after selling it, I realized that I can generate some income from this profession.
While making this artwork, I made it thinking about how our government supports us in every possible way. You may find out that there are children who are talented but do not have the way to exhibit their talent, hence to reach their destination. This is where our government takes a part in helping them to achieve their dreams. So these are the people who help us achieve our talents.
Niyodushima Diodone, who graduated from the university in 2016 and got a job in Kigali City, he later discovered the opportunities in the agriculture sector. And in 2018, he started green beans farming in Wijesed district, Ririma sector. Taking the decision to practice green beans farming was not easy. That's why we came to live here at the farm, where I wake up every day as your day work, just like those who work in the office. Normally, Wijesed district is not to have too much sunshine and drought. But when you care enough for your farming, that can't be an issue anymore. The Director General of the Imbuto Foundation, Sandrine Omutoni, knows that there are various programs aimed at helping young people in their development.
As you know, Mini Youth, Imbuto Foundation and other partners collaborate in various programs that aim to promote youth, such as Innovation Accelerator, Art Rwanda, Imari Agribusiness Challenge, and others.
The Imbuto Foundation points out that over 400 jobs have been created and more than 150 million Rwandan francs have been invested in the past 2 years. Adam Skuzera, RwandaTV News.
That pursued technical education have said that getting job opportunities related to their professions motivates them, as well as adding up to their knowledge. Ghislaine Mugwaneza.
Lilian Mujisha and Grace Uwizeye pursued technical education in IPRC. They say that they got discouraged when started pursuing technical and vocational education. They used to tell me that it's meant for boys, especially electricity, that it is risky. Plus how I am fat, they could say that I won't make it. It was hard for me, but when I reached here, they helped me. I learned and knew all about technical skills. I had to put more effort, and my parents used to motivate me, telling me that we are moving to technical world. They told me to go try, and I will make it. When I started technical education, they used to discourage me, telling me that I am a young girl and I won't get a job, and that this is meant for boys. But because I always wanted to be an exception, I said I must go for technical skills. These girls are currently working at Electronic Industry and Information Technology Rwanda company that provides home appliance and electronic products. After acquiring their diploma in technical education and getting job at the company, they say that they were enabled to dream big and achieve more. I feel like moving to another level and have my own company or a shop that sells electronics accessories because I know more about technical. I can make it productive. IPRC Musanze campus administration has visited Electronic Industry and Information Technology Rwanda company to check if their former students are excelling in their related fields of professions. The deputy principal in charge of academics and trainings at Rwanda Polytechnic IPRC Musanze campus, Dr. Esdras Shimyumuremyi, speaks about the benefits of working in a related profession.
This academia industries partnership help us to, for us and for our students, of course, to put in practical what they have gained in school, in campus, in our workshop. When they came here, they have strong hands-on skills, and they have to develop their skills in terms of practicals.
So far, Electronic Industry and Information Technology Rwanda Company offered two brands, RWK and Natick TV sets. This company produces 1,500 finished TV sets in 2 weeks, which is in line with promoting made in Rwanda products. Ghislaine Mugwaneza, RTV News.
Thank you, Ghislaine. We'll keep it to matters related to education. Newly admitted high school graduates have expressed varying inquiries related to the admission strategy at the University of Rwanda. Shina Teta.
3 days ago, the University of Rwanda published a list of high school graduates of 2022 that were admitted to college for postgraduate studies of the academic year 2023. However, some students say they were surprised by not getting admitted, while others claim they were not given the courses they applied for. At the headquarters of the University of Rwanda, administrators are attending to high school graduates from different places of the country who did not find themselves among the admitted students whose commencement of studies is scheduled next month. Complaints of the students are dissimilar.
Those who scored 50, 55 were admitted, yet I scored 51. So I'm here to know why I wasn't admitted and get assisted as well. I'm complaining because I have fellow graduates who scored below the pass mark, which is 50, who were admitted and given the courses they wanted yet. I scored above them, and the pass mark as well.
The administration of the University of Rwanda has stated that admissions were carefully calculated in order to avoid accepting a large number of students with greater capacity than that of the available facilities.
We asked for the number of the available spaces of different courses in our colleges and added a few more. Secondly, we have renewed the academic courses and it is still ongoing to improve our education with the aim to lever it on the international scale.
The administration of the University of Rwanda also says that it is ready and willing to welcome all students that have varying inquiries, asking them to bear with the breakdown of the portal displaying admission letters being caused by the huge number of students accessing it. This is hindering students in getting admission letters, leading them to think they were not admitted. Although some of the students expressed satisfaction with feedback they were given by administrators. Next month, the University of Rwanda will be in receipt of 8,000 new students that were admitted to its various colleges all over the country, except for the colleges in Rusizi and Rwamagana that will not have students in the first year as usual. Shina Teta, RTV News.
About 45 countries in the sub-Saharan Africa are gathered here in Kigali, Rwanda for the Regional Conference on Intellectual Property for Women in Agribusiness. And these women say that having a forum that connects them allows them to promote the agricultural activities, as well as connect the African continent in general. Betty Motoni has more.
It is a 3-day conference that brought together the World Intellectual Property Organization in collaboration with African Union Commission, the Government of Republic of Rwanda, the Regional IP Organization with the financial support of Japan Patent Office on Intellectual Property for Women in Agribusiness. And some of the women entrepreneurs are so pleased by this conference, where they expect a lot, such as sharing experience with other women from all over Africa.
And I think it's a very great opportunity because, first of all, we meet other women that are also different experiences and for different, let's say, environments, work with different raw materials, and some are also juice producers. So based on the experience, we can make an exchange.
If
you can produce and be able to get markets, this conference is good because it helps us to connect with other women from other African countries so that we can be able to get markets for our products within Africa without going to Europe, where we are asked for many things. The main objective of the conference is to raise awareness of African women entrepreneurs in the field of agriculture and empower participants with knowledge, tools, and resources they need for their business to thrive, as Loretta Asiedu explains.
It is about women who are working in the field of agribusiness, women who are adding value to their products through the process of agribusiness, and it is supposed to ensure that women who are working in this field are equipped with the information that they need about intellectual property and how it can add value to their businesses.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Animals, Dr. Kamana Olivier, advises all women in agribusiness to register their products, which helps them to increase their competitiveness on the market.
We are encouraging women in agribusiness to register their products for intellectual property purposes, because once a product is registered, it adds value to the product. Once a product is registered for the intellectual property rights, it gives the product a kind of branding. So it's a brand that can be copied, that can be replicated in other countries. Then the product is known as a brand, and that brand can be commercialized whether in the country, in the region, or in Africa, or even in the world. So it adds value to the product, and adding value to the product means the increased profitability for the product.
Almost all African countries have intellectual property system. However, it is little used due to lack of intellectual property awareness and capacity to use the IP system, increasing agricultural productivity and enhancing marketing position of African women farmers and entrepreneurs engaged in agriculture organization, as it is explained by Wemanya Twebaze, the Director General of African Region Intellectual Property.
What we have come together to focus on how they can support women in agribusiness using intellectual property. You will agree with me that over 50% of the workforce in agriculture is by women. The food we eat, about 80% subsistence farming, is produced by women, and yet women face various challenges. We know women make a huge contribution to this world, and we must ensure that the world is equal, gives women parity. So we are here to engage the women. We are here to engage policy makers, to engage governments. Say, how can we deliberately support women to thrive in this area by producing food, by thriving, access to markets, access to land. So it's extremely exciting.
Agriculture is the backbone of the economy of a number of African countries, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. That's why this conference gathered about 90 women in agribusiness from 45 sub-Saharan African countries. Betty Mutoni, RwandaTV News.
And this marks the end of our tonight's edition. On behalf of the entire news production as well as the technical team, thank you very much for being with us. Up until next time, stay safe and have a great evening.